Everyone. So we're back again for another Gelli Print technique, and we're going to scrape paint away today. We're going to use different tools. Now I have that makeup thing, but you could use cardboard. This is a tile thing that's from a set of, why can't I remember words today? Uh, Cake decorating things, but you could use cardboard. You do not have to have a lot of fancy tools. The makeup scraper or brush, whatever that is, it's silicone. Piece of cardboard works. We're using copy paper. That's all we're going to mess with today. Good old cardboard works for a lot of things. Now, I did cut one of my pieces of cardboard with a few dents in it. The one tool I'm going to tell you not to use is anything sharp. Don't use something sharp on your jelly plate. But for the most part, you can use just about anything. A plain old everyday comb will scrape paint away just as long as it doesn't have sharp edges. I'm again using craft paint because I like to use craft paint on the jelly plate for most things, just simply because it dries quickly. It tends to give you these papers look a lot like paste papers. This is one of my favorite tools. I use it a lot. It's a tile grout thing, but that's a piece of cardboard that I cut with some things. It's just cereal box cardboard. And we're just going to put the paper over the top of it. And I always kind of do a patchworky thing. I shouldn't say always, but most of the time I do a patchworky thing so that I get parts and pieces on a different paper. It gives me some real interesting effects. Now I got quite a lot of paint on that plate this time, and because I didn't want to explain to you what we have to do to get it to use it again, what I'm going to do is just clean it off before the next section. Later in this series, I will show you how to use that. I don't normally clean it up. I normally leave it on the next print, but it's wet and I want to make it go away, so I'm just going to layer some papers over it and clean it off for this particular video. So we've got a nice clean plate again, and we're starting over again. And remember that when you mix paints together, they create a different color. Now, it doesn't make terrible mud on the jelly plate. For some reason, they mix together pretty well, but blue and yellow makes green, and we know about that. So now we're going to use our silicone makeup brush, and we're just scraping away lines, and this is that piece of cardboard. I am taking the paint off on my brayer paper. One of the things I didn't tell you last time is make sure you roll your brayer on some scrap paper, because you don't want to leave that brayer with a lot of paint on it. Also, if you notice up there in the right-hand corner, my brayer is upside down, so it's not touching stuff because it will stick to things. Now, the techniques we're starting with are all just one layer techniques. I didn't want to start with a lot of complex things for my stuff. Now see, there's a little bit of paint left on there. I'm just going to lift it off, and then I'm not going to worry about it. If it's on the plate, it's on the plate. Most of the time I do not clean things. I don't clean the plate. I just let it go to the next layer. I happen to like the grunge it gives me. I really have been cleaning the plate off for y'all so that you can see what happens when you do things. See how I roll the brayer off on that scrap paper? I had a little too much paint and I turned the paper upside down. This, as I said, is a cake decorating tool. Actually got it from the dollar store, and it was in a kit of different cake decorating tools. Now, it looks kind of sharp, but it's not. It has rounded points. Do make sure you've got rounded points. I didn't get my paper laid on there straight, so I pushed it off to the side a little bit. And these are fun papers, especially if you're going to tear them up and use them in collage. They're fabulous. I use my Gelli plate papers for a lot of different things. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just picking up the damp paint so it doesn't show up terrible much in the next process. I wanted to show you several. This is fair warning, blue and orange makes kind of a brownie mixture, which I happen to like, but it does create a little bit of a mud color. And I'm just back to using my makeup brush. Really liked how this piece of paper came out when it finished up. And I'm just scraping away little pieces, little amounts, all across the paper. And for some reason, I keep picking up brand new papers and not filling up my other ones with the little piece. Sometimes I'll put 3 paces on that one sheet. That'll just give me multiple colors, multiple textures on one plate paint. See how it gave me sort of a brown color? I do use my brayer papers for other things too. So when they start to get filled up and happy, I'll go in and doodle on them and do other things. So. Now, I could spend all day with these few tools making papers. It is a lot of fun. I think here I'm going to, no, I guess I went back to my favorite. That is my favorite tool. Cutting cardboard for that would be easy enough, and it might not hold up forever and ever, but it would be a lot of fun to play with. And there again, I don't usually clean the plate up like that. I usually just leave it there and make my next print. I am going to show you how I clean the plate now. If I really want to get it all cleaned off, I just put some paint down. That is deli wrap, deli paper, and deli paper will pick up virtually everything that's on the plate. If it doesn't, down the road, I'll show you another technique using carpet tape. Very, very sticky tape will take the paper off too, the paint off too. There wasn't that much on there. And all I'm doing is just lifting off whatever I need to clean off the plate. See, there was little bits on there. And those papers are good for collage as well. So now I'm going to show you the papers. This is the 2 different kinds of tools, the top being the cardboard. This one's that cheap cake decorating tool. This is where I laid 2 pieces, the paper on twice with 2 different designs. Sometimes I'm more picky about how close I get it together. Really do like how that design came out. It was kind of interesting. That's one of my favorite papers. It looks very much like paste paper. I hope you're enjoying this series. Most of you know these techniques, but I wanted to start from sort of from scratch and try to build a library of techniques and show you the different simple tools you can use to make great prints. There again, Cardboard works. You don't have to have anything fancy. And like I said, the cake decorating tools came from the dollar store. So, it's something simple and easy, and just get that played out and play with it. Now go have fun, make some art.